Season 2, Chapter 2, Dream. I took the lamps and left Shanzhou. Leaving the city was easier than expected. The guards at the gate didn't bother to ask questions. One of them, looking tired, just waved us through, making our prepared story pointless. Once outside, we headed north towards Jizu, about 100 miles away. Taking these lamps to Jizu will take at least 3 days. Another long journey ahead. Well, we'll likely be in the mountains for the next few days. Hopefully I can really save them this time. The moon shining bright, stars filling with the sky. At night we lit a campfire and gave the lambs their rations. Once they finished eating, I grabbed a shovel from the packhorse bundle, ready to complete the task I had left undone. We're far from any towns here, so burying something won't be easily discovered. Planning to bury Tong. As you should. Shovel lifted— wait, where do you get a shovel? The shovel lifted the topsoil just swirling. I dug beneath a tree. Once the hole was ready, I unpacked the meat and dropped it in. The meat buried, I filled the hole with the shovel. After burning Bursons before, I'd split quick to meet up with Tong. But this time, after burying him, I didn't split right up. Instead, I stuck the shovel in the ground and stared at the fresh dug hole for a long while. I even sat down, keeping the company of the bird guy for a spell. Didn't do much, just kept my eyes locked on that hole. Life sure throws some curveballs, huh? Never imagined I'd be here with Sang after all that. The person waiting for my return is now resting right before my eyes. Oh. After the deed was done, I headed back. About 50 steps in, I was back at the camp. Kyung-hwa approached me. Seems like she had something on her mind.
Liang,
Yeah? What's up?
有点困了，想去睡觉。
Sure, go ahead.
可是绳子还没绑。
Don't worry about that anymore. Kyung-hwa motioned to her waist, showing it was bare without any ropes. We have to tie ropes for them before they sleep. He wanted to remind me so I wouldn't forget. Never mind, no more ropes. Unleashing you every day is a hassle, unless for tackling steep slopes. No more ropes. I let Xiong-hwa and the others know about the new rule. Xiong-hwa looked surprised, and the other lambs gathered around, curious.
梁爷，星爷去哪儿了？
Oh, you just know that. I mean, we're already adventuring through day and night, and you just ask that? Honger asked me, curious, since the last night's meal she hadn't seen Thong, nor had I mentioned him. We had a fight yesterday. He got mad and left.
星爷之后不回来了吗？
Nope, he won't. He really won't.
星爷，
Howard dropped her head, looking downcast. Still want him around?
我还是希望星爷在的。星爷一开始的时候特别凶，但是最近几天就像是变了一个人，开始变化了。
He's nice for a bad reason, you know.
和随姐姐快回来的时候，他还是等到了洛阳，要给我买小玩物的。
Oh, you want toys? Doll and act. Toys? Who knows if he'll actually get any? He just wants you girls to go to Liang. Don't trust him.
啊，真的是这样吗？
I almost corrected Honger, wanting to say that Tang wasn't a good person. But then I thought, no need. He's too young to get it. Tang's already buried, so why bother? Enough talk for tonight. Time to go to bed. We got early start tomorrow. I called out to the little lamb, signaling an end of the conversation with Red. Who's Red? With Red? What? They quickly settled down on their beds in response. Stirred the fire just about to doze up when a thought hit me. Back when Tang was here, we took turns staying awake. When I slept, he stayed up, and vice versa. But now that he's gone, there's no one to take turns with. Now that I think about it, maybe we don't need shifts anymore. Before we took turns to keep an eye on the lamps to stop them from wandering off while we slept. But now we've built trust with each other, so there's no need to worry about them running away. So, the only real reason for shifts was to watch out for the bandits and beasts. At night, bandits hardly ever come to the mountains, and the road from Shanzhou and Jizu is pretty safe. And beasts usually steer clear of fire, so there's not much to worry about there.
良夜，睡不着吗？
You know what, Mansup? Let's take turns. I started into the fire. Mansup voice come from the other side. Her smile was warm and inviting. Nope, about to turn in. Just felt a bit sleepy, and then you woke me up.
这么早睡，今天不打算做点什么吗？
No, I don't want it anymore. I don't want to shadow play anymore. I just want to sleep. Please. You mean shadow play? I realized what she wanted to do with me. Along the way, she often taught me shadow play. Without the right items like drums and gongs, our performance felt incomplete. And we couldn't pick puppets without extra tricks and donkey's hide. So we could only perform the three heroes battle Lubu. I bought everything we needed while in Shanzhou. But with so much happening this past couple days, I forgot all about it. Now that we have everything, should we learn tonight? Despite getting little sleepy last night, I feel quite awake. Let's learn tonight. Well, let's find a spot. I told Mansup, then dug out a wooden box and drum from the pack horse. Handed the drum to Mansup, and carried the wooden box myself, walking with her towards a distant place. Yeah, but nobody's watching the lamps anymore. Why are we doing this so far away? It's not like we're already hiding something. We found a spot about 50 steps from the camp. I unpacked the wooden box and set up the frame and white curtain while Mansup fetched fire from our old camp to light a new bonfire. Once the flames flickered to life, I glanced around. Oddly, I had a feeling. The tree beside me seemed eerily similar to where we buried Tom. Oh, it will haunt you, aren't you? Too much of a coincidence. Venturing 50 steps into the night, only to end up back here. This could I become some spirits wanting to watch our performance. After all, both Mansup and I keep it secret from him. He's never seen it before.
良夜，今晚想学什么？
I want to know what this. I want to know it all, like making puppets and drumming.
好，那先学制作小人吧。良夜想做什么样的小人？
Not sure, tell me some place. How about make a puppet for all of us
我会
here?
的戏也不多，只会三英战吕布、武松打虎、哪吒闹海。
Your father taught you those.
我又不是要做戏子的，用不着这手艺来谋生。
Alright, let's do Wusong beats the tiger. I'll make you tiger first. I'll make the tiger first? I told Mansup what I wanted and she nodded before getting to work. Mansup sat on the ground with a wooden box in front of her. She rummaged through it for the necessary items. A small knife, 2 brushes, 3 pieces of donkey hide, and 4 bottles of dye. After taking out the items, she closed the lid of the box and spread the donkey hide on top. Using her finger, she smoothed out the hide and pressed down with her hand and rubbed it repeatedly. Once the donkey's skin was all flat, she took out all those brushes. It had really sharp tip, probably for sketching. After looking at the donkey hide for a bit, she started to draw. Using the fine brush, she carefully outlined the tiger's general shape of the donkey hide, then went on to add details like tiger's tail, head, and legs. Before I saw she had roughly drawn the tiger's appearance. It's supposed to be the tiger. Looks more like a sick cat to me. Stood aside, frowned, and commented. The last tiger drawing has all its limbs and some resemblance, but it lacks patterns and presence.
一会儿镂刻上色完成后，就像大虫啦。
Mansup explained to me. Then she started the next step, carving. She took a deep breath, grabbed the small knife nearby, shelled down the hide with her left hand, and pressed the tip of the small knife onto it with her right hand. With focused attention, she kept the knife steady while gently guiding the hide with her other hand. Piece by piece, the hide peeled away from the surface. revealing the intricate details she had drawn earlier. Nice work there, must have helped your dad plenty before. I couldn't help but commend it. Oops, whoops. Mansop got startled by my sudden noise. With a bit too much strength, her left hand made the tip nick the tiger's throat. The hide tiger seems as if its throat had been cut, with the head and body split apart. Just like tongue buried nearby.
这张漏肺了，都怪梁爷突然和我
Don't
说话。
blame me. Mansop looked down at the donkey hide on the wooden box, feeling disappointed. She blamed me, and she had a point. I didn't expect to be so focused on carving. Carve one more. I quietly apologized to her. She didn't answer me, just took out another piece of donkey hide and started carving on the wooden box. This time she was more focused, drawing first with the pen, then carving with the knife. Maybe she was nervous, sweat began to appear on her forehead. Her eyelashes trembled, but she didn't blink. I stayed quiet, not saying anything. It was so quiet around us, but if you listen carefully, you could hear more. You could hear Tang crying in the side of the tree. You could hear the wind rustling through the trees, the fire crackling, the bugs chirping, and our quiet breaths. After carefully carving the new tiger she drew, she picked up another pen. This one was a brush with a thicker stroke. She opened the dye bottle, dipped the brush in a bit of water, then dipped it into the dye, and carefully applied it to the target on the donkey hide.
是红色，这里是茶色。
She leaned over the wooden box, spitting quietly, almost like a kid. Almost like a kid? What do you even mean she's a kid? Soon after, the tiger was filled with color.
梁爷，做好了。
After finishing the coloring, she put the brush down. Let me see. I stepped up to her and checked out her artwork. Not too shabby. She crafted a big bug lying low. The tiger's head is really expressive with a mean look in its eyes. I mean, does the face expression, like we'll see it in the shadow play? Isn't it like shadow? Just a tad skinny too, kind of resembling Minka. Not bad. Ready to try Wusong next? I praised her and was eager to see her create another Wusong.
武松不好做，
She looked a bit worried unexpectedly. Why is that?
看过的那3场戏，走兽我基本都会画，但不会画人。
So besides the bug, you can't draw anything else?
也不是啊，我还会画赤兔马呢。
Yeah, it seems like she wasn't too sure about drawing persons. Is there that Lubu puppet in the box? Why not try copying Lubu?
身形倒是能临摹的相似，但我不知道武松长什么样，该怎么办呀？
That's a piggle, isn't it? I let out a sigh. We fell into a short silence.
对了，梁爷，我想到一个主意。
She suddenly perked up again. What's the idea? I looked at
我可以
her.
照着梁爷画武松。
What? You think I look like Wusong?
但想试试看。我画画一直都没有什么想法，若是空想，什么也画不出来。可若是照着临摹，10分能有9分像。
Sure, give it a shot. Why? No, I'm not Wusong. Since she seems interested, I was keen to see Wusong too, so I had to give her copying my drawing a shot. 9 out of 10. Well, I wanted to see what she'd come up with following my lead. I sat down before her. She sat too, then spread out another piece of donkey hide. She looked at me real close, her eyes stuck on mine. First, I thought we were staring at each other, so I glanced away, kind of uneasy, trying to catch her on the side, but then I saw she wasn't just staring at me. She was really checking out my face and my shoulders, my whole figure, before she started sketching Wusong. Got to admit, she was putting in work when it comes to drawing those figures. Wonder what kind of Wusong she'll make, following my lead. After a short while, she finished drawing Wusong. I glanced at her newly colored creation. This Wusong really resembled me. Every detail from eyes to nose and even the hairstyle and expression was spot on. The only difference might be the puppet in the shadow play seems to have broader shoulders and wore tiger skin skirt. Wow, I wore skirt. If we didn't mind that Wusong was wearing a tiger skin skirt before he even fought the tiger, this puppet was quite well done. It looked pretty lifelike, capturing Wusong's fierce determination and boldness. I guess she might have recalled my expression from when I killed Tong yesterday, and that's how she depicted it. Lovely! Looks good. Some part looks like me, others like Wusong, I remarked, praising her puppet. She seemed happier. All puppets were done. Next, do we string them to the bamboo skewers?
染料还得干一干，等干透了后，还要裁剪一番才能穿到竹签上。
Alright, seems like you'll have to perform the new play tomorrow. You should go get some sleep now.
梁叶呢？不回去睡吗？
That tired, strike the iron's hot. Want to try a method? Make the red hair for Lubu.
那我也先不睡了，陪一会儿梁叶，帮你看看。
Great. I sat down so she did, watching me draw.
用这个，动刀前要先用细笔画一遍。
Gave me a pen. I took it. One hand on the donkey hide and the other ready to draw. But after waiting for a while, all I managed was a single dot on the hide. Nope, you better head back and hit the hay. Can't get anything done with you lurking around. I awkwardly said to Mansup. It's true. With her staring at me, I just couldn't get the pen moving. As an adult, if my drawing turned out worse than this lasses, it'd be pretty embarrassing. And to be fair, her Wusong was actually pretty good. Almost 8 out of 10. Figure I just don't have the drawing talent.
好，那我去睡了。梁叶也要早睡。
Mansup. Why is her name is always changing? Manswa said, nodding at the awkwardness before heading back towards the camp. Phew, finally I'm alone now. So how do I draw red hair? I thought hard remembering the horses I saw at the inn and started sketching. Alright, we're still here. We travel a lot, but we're still here in this giant rock. The next day, last night, after finishing drawing red hair, I went back to camp to sleep. To watch duty with Tong, I slept restlessly. I kept feeling like someone might come by, every rustle catching my attention, so I didn't sleep well, dreamless all night. When the morning sun hit me, I set out again with the little lambs. As we walked, I thought about the shadow play and what was next for the lambs. The sun rose high and deep behind the peaks. We traveled north for 6 or 8 hours and arrived again at nightfall. Okay, it's night again. Shall we shadow play again?
我想看看你昨天做的赤兔马。
Later that night, the other lambs had gone to sleep. Mansup and I returned to the second camp, 50 steps away. Once we had the campfire going, she was all eager to check out the red hair I drew yesterday. Would be better, said plainly, pulling out the red hair from the wooden box and passing it to her. I took the red, examining it cautiously.
大致不错，挺有赤兔马的感觉。
Let me have a check. I fetched the Lubu puppet from the wooden box and held it beside the red hair. It's true, the horse I made was a bit small. Lubu looks twice as big as the horde, riding with a strong grip, like he is carrying it along as they run. We gave him a sense of power as he ride, but it looks like the horse could easily be crushed. Not very realistic. If it's a tad small. I'll sketch another red hair later, but first, got something to ask
什
you.
么呢？
How about drumming and banging all those goals?
锣鼓很好奏的，弟弟教过我，随着演出的节奏，把握重要的时机就好。人物登场的时候要奏得稳一些，打斗的时候奏得快一些。说
Got it. I'll give it a shot next time. I explained it pretty straight. Makes sense now. If it weren't for the risk of waking up the sleeping lambs, I'd give it a shot. But before trying out the drums, I'm more eager to see her perform a bit. How about you perform a scene from Wusong Fights the Tiger? I suggest this to Mansup. Okay, she nodded and began organizing the items needed for the performance. She took out the bamboo sticks and threaded the puppets onto them. To help her start show faster, I also set the wooden sticks and show white curtains. Huh. The shadow play is really long. Mansup put on a show Wusong Fights the Tiger for me. This time she hummed softly as she performed. But it was obvious that she wasn't familiar with the words. Wusong Fights the Tiger as she was with the three horses battle Lubu. A few times she forgot the words and just kept humming instead. I watched closely how she manipulated the puppets and imagined the drum beats in my mind. Later, at her request, I copied her moves and performed a bit myself. She watched carefully and she gave me tips.
梁叶学东西还挺快的。
You're a good teacher too. Today was quite something. Just a pity we didn't try the drums to avoid waking the
我
lambs.
们再跑远点，去试试看。
You're a good teacher too. Today was quite something. Just a pity we didn't try the drums to avoid waking the lambs. Now, better stay close. Get to keep an eye on the camp. Oh, sorry.
梁叶，我倒有一个想法，
What's that? What do you have in
今
mind?
天要不要让他们看我们演影子戏啊？
Man's eyes lit up as she proposed. I thought about it for a moment. Yeah, that could be good. We started doing shadow play secretly to avoid Tang. But now that Tang is miles away, we don't have to worry about hiding anymore. Hey, want to watch some shadow play? On the third night, since we're leaving Shanzu, after handing out rations, I just came out with the lambs. They all turned their heads, curious like to look at me. Why do I feel like this is the last happy moments that we will ever had?
梁爷，影子戏是啥？
影子戏是啥？
Homer seems clueless about what shadow play is. Q were not just clueless, she even thought shadow play was some kind of food.
我知道影子戏，梁叶竟然会演。
After I spoke, Kyung-hwa asked with curiosity. Her question made me feel a bit less awkward. I've been practicing with the last for a bit. Now we're almost set to perform together, so we figured we'd invite you all to watch. I nodded towards Mansup beside me.
我和梁叶好几个晚上都在练，练了好久了。
Mansup nodded as
好
well.
啊，你们演吧，很想看四儿姐和梁叶演的戏。想
And
看
the
影子
drums.
戏
And the drums will awake the wolves, the bandits, and every creature in the woods.
想吃影子戏。
The lambs all seem really excited, though. Although Q might not quite get what shadow play is yet. Okay, let's start with the three heroes battle Lubu. Although the lambs stacked the wooden box of the pack horse, I set out the sticks, hung the white curtain, and put the puppets on the bamboo sticks. These are the things we usually stick away to do, but this time we can do it openly for the lambs to enjoy.
那你来操演，我来奏锣鼓。
Sure, and when you play drums, it would be nice if you could sing a bit.
我唱不好。
Mansup hesitated, picking up the drums while glancing at me anxiously. Give it a shot, just to set the mood. You can sing softly. I told Mansup and she nodded. While adjusting the frame, I saw her quietly mouthing something words as if practicing singing secretly. Again and again, she focused practicing diligently. Seems like she really wants to sing well for these lambs. I'm ready.